Philly approach, Baron 517 Mike Romeo's off Chester County, 2,400 for 3,000. Philly approach, Baron 517 Mike Romeo, 3,000.
Test.
Philly approach, Baron 517 Mike Romeo, 3,000. Philly approach, do you read Baron 517 Mike Romeo?
Welcome aboard. Well, this is what replaces the Mooney. I'm flying a Baron 58. This is actually my first cross country in the plane, solo cross country. We did fly it back from California. I did it with my brother who's a flight instructor. But I've pretty much done all my training, and this will be my first cross country. It's actually an IFR flight. It's IFR conditions at my destination, so hope you enjoy the flight.
Philly approach.
Hey, Philly approach. This is Baron 517 Mike Romeo calling for IFR clearance to Whiskey Delta.
Baron 7 Whiskey Romeo, you're cleared to Wildwood off of Coatesville via Modena, DuPont Direct. Maintain 3,000, and that's going to be your final altitude. Your departure frequency is going to be 128.4, and your squawk code is 3002.
Okay, it's 517 Mike Romeo and cleared to Cape May via Modena, DuPont Direct. 3,000, that's a final altitude. Frequency is 128.4 and squawk 3002. 7 Mike Romeo.
Readback is correct. Advise ready for departure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Clear left.
Chester County, Carlson Airport, automated weather observation 1916 Zulu. Wind 100 at 7 knots. Peak gusts 14 knots. Wind variable between 60 and 120. Visibility more than 10. Sky condition scattered at 3,600. Scattered at 4,500. Broken at 5,500. Temperature 2-3 Celsius. Dew point 16 Celsius. Altimeter 302.9 inches of mercury. Remarks.
For runway 11, Chester County.
Hey, Philly clearance, this is Baron 517 Mike Romeo. I'm number 1, runway 11 at Chester County. I'm holding for release. Okay, I got the frequency 128.4. I'm clear for release, and if not off by 5, I'll give you a call back. 7 Mike Romeo. Chester County traffic, Baron 517 Mike Romeo is departing runway 11. I'll be a east-southeast bound departure, Chester County. Engine instruments are in the green. Have fuel, way forward's clear. Still green, looking good. Airspeed's alive. Looking for 85. Rotate. Positive brake gear up.
southbound traffic up Lattice 5 northwest.
Okay, over 400 feet, AP on, yaw damper on. Philly approach, Baron 517 Mike Romeo's off Chester County, 2,400 for 3,000.
I'm going to give you a voiceover here of what was going through my head here when I realized I wasn't getting a response from Philly approach. First thing I tried was pressing squelch to make sure my radio was receiving.
Philly approach, Baron 517 Mike Romeo 3000.
No response again, so now I decide to tune the frequency on my COM 2 to try and reach them on the other radio.
Test, test. Philly approach, Baron 517 Mike Romeo 3000.
When I get no response from COM 2, then I realize, okay, I'm having a problem here. So I'm trying to figure out, maybe I'll tune another approach frequency and see if that works. Well, let's try him again one more time here.
Philly approach, do you read? Baron 517 Mike Romeo.
No response again, so clearly I'm having a problem. I'm rapidly approaching my first fix in my flight plan, so I pull the power back, slow the plane down, and start to configure for cruise. Thinking about what my next steps are, I could try another frequency for Philly approach. I can also squawk 1200, remain VFR because I am in VFR conditions, return to the airport and figure out what was happening. One of the things I do here is I pull the audio cable out of the GoPro to see if that was causing some kind of a problem. And when I do that, I finally get a transmission from Philly approach. You can't hear it because I have the audio cable out. I just plug it in now and you can hear it right now.
Proceed direct Wildwood.
Okay, ident and direct Wildwood, and you do hear 517 Mike Romeo and loud and clear now.
Back a mile northwest of the Medina VOR.
Philly approach, Baron 517 Mike Romeo. I switched radios, just want to make sure you can hear loud and clear on this one.
517 Mike Romeo, the radio issue is on my end, not on yours. I hear you just fine.
Affirmative, 7 Mike Romeo, thanks.
743, heavy turn righting 060, you're 7 from Keeley, 2 to establish. Clear Dallas Victor, non-right approach, tower 118.5.
Well, that was fun. First time flying this plane, IFR. And I thought I had a radio failure already. Alright, this is a short flight. It's 30 minutes to the destination.
Number 2 Tango Romeo, contact approach at 123.8.
As you can see, the instruments are kind of set up like how the Mooney was. G500 TXI, GTN 750, GTN 650s I didn't have in the Mooney, but we got that as number 2 Navcom GPS, and we have the GFC 600 autopilot, which is we had the GFC 500 in the Mooney. The 600 is what goes in the Baron, and we got a G5 backup. Eventually, I'm going to change this to the GI 275 like I had in the Mooney, just preference, but that's not. Probably be more toward the end of the year before we do that. And we got the engine instruments, the G500 TXI 7-inch screen with the EIS configuration over on the right side. I can also bring that up on my primary flight display as well. I want to have those right in front of me. I tend to take off with that, so I got the engine instruments right in front of me. So we're just kind of cruising right through the bottoms on the cloud layers here. So we have a LNAV MDH. All right, so it's a non-precision approach. Minimums.
1740 Kilo Philly approach, the altimeter is 3027, good afternoon. 7 Mike Romeo, contact Atlantic City, approach 124.6.
124.6, 7 Mike Romeo, good day. Atlantic City approach, Baron 517 Mike Romeo, 3000.
517 Mike Romeo, Atlantic City approach, Atlantic City altimeter is 3028.
3028, and we have the weather at Cape May. We'd like to shoot the RNAV runway 1 approach.
Okay, did you want vectors for that?
Affirmative, I'd take vectors, 7 Mike Romeo.
Okay, you can expect that as you get closer. You direct the field at this time?
Affirmative, direct the field for 7 Mike Romeo. So even though I have vectors, it's going to be provided, I have the full approach lined up. To the rad's initial approach fix, I probably won't get that, but I have it loaded up if needed. If he cleared me direct there, so I like to load up the approach with all the waypoints, all the initial approach fixes that make sense. And then if he vectors me between sprue and end nose.
Conventional aircraft hazardous weather information, convective segment 40 Eastern valid until 2155 Zulu. Additional information, contact flight service frequencies.
So this approach takes you out over the Delaware Bay, where the Delaware Bay meets the Atlantic. This is the first time I'm shooting this approach. I wasn't a big fan about shooting approaches like way out over water in a single engine. So with the multi-engine, if we have one that stops running, I got the other one to get me to the airport. Avionics wise, it wasn't a whole lot of transition for me. Basically having the same avionics that was in the Mooney. I did go to flight safety for simulator training. I wanted to be put in all the emergency situations that would be too dangerous to do in the actual airplane. I did that in the G1000 version of the Baron Sim. I did that because it was more similar to the avionics that I was using here, and fortunately I have some familiarity with the G1000 system, so it was excellent training, really good, both classroom and sim time. It's really confidence building to be given engine failures in all sorts of positions, you know, right after takeoff, right before takeoff, take off with your gear down, take off with your gear up, engine failures at hot, high, and heavy situations where you cannot climb. It was just really good training. Hope I never have to use the training, but better have it than not need it than need it and never had the training. So that's pretty decent, actually, breaking out. It's kind of going in and out of the cloud layers here. Just like the Mooney, this thing has intelligence, so I can talk to it. Show traffic page. GTN changes. Show map page. And since I have all my engine instruments and my fuel and temperatures and pressures on the right, it really, I don't have that strip along the right side here. So even when I'm using this as a multifunction display, I still have a pretty good size primary flight display here. I get a full VSI with the needles. I have it configured that way. In the Mooney, there just wasn't the real estate to have that when I was in the smaller form. One of the other things is
68 Whiskey, turn right heading 250. 250 for 7968 Whiskey. Baron 7 Mike Romeo, turn right heading 190.
190, 7 Mike Romeo.
Roger, Coast Guard 6582, fast 1700 for 2000, direct to Ocean County. Coast Guard 6582, Atlantic City departure radar contact, climb and maintain 3000.
I can resize the
6582.
MFD. So now I have the smaller PFD and a lot more information on my multifunction display. tend to like the larger primary flight display.
Cape May County Airport. Automated weather observation. 1954 Zulu. Wind 070 at 13. Peak gust 17. Visibility 10. Sky condition
So I'm going to have a
overcast
crosswind on landing.
700. Temperature 17 Celsius. Dew point 15 Celsius. Altimeter 3025. Cape May County Air.
Baron 7 Mike Romeo, turn left heading 180.
180, 7 Mike Romeo.
Atlantic City tower formation, Lima, now current altimeter is 3027.
I'll start to slow down a bit. So I'm out in the middle of the Delaware Bay now. Basically equidistant between Cape May, New Jersey and Lewis, Delaware.
Skyhawk 29.
I've slowed it down to about 150 knots, which is gear speed, flap speed for 1 notch is 152 in this aircraft.
November 7 Mike Romeo, clear direct sprue.
Clear direct sprue, 7 Mike Romeo.
November 6A Whiskey, descend and maintain 3000. Down to 3000 for 7
slowing up for approach configuration. About 16 inches. Props up to 25. And 1 notch of flaps.
November 7 Mike Romeo, 5 miles from sprue, cross through at or above 2,500. Cleared RNAV, runway 1, Cape May Airport.
Okay, I'll cross sprue at or above 2,500, clear for the RNAV, runway 1 into Cape May, 7 Mike Romeo. All right, there's approach configuration. One notch of flaps. That should slow me to about 120 at this power setting. Roughly. That's what was in the simulator. It's a little different in real life.
Vertical track.
Alright, so we'll do a vertical track. And we're going to go down to 2,500. Actually, I'm going to set this down to my minimums. Slow down just a tad more. Pull another ½ inch. Okay, starting my descent. Coming up on sprue.
November 68, so Whiskey, turn right heading 280.
Okay, LNAV plus V, so I got some vertical guidance. Is illuminated. At sprue, I have VPATH still active. Cross sprue at 2,500, descend into 1,700.
November 68 Whiskey, descend and maintain
NOs,
2,000.
which is the
Down
final
to 2,000 for
approach
79 or 68 Whiskey. November 7 Mike Romeo, report cancellation 5 IFR. This frequency 4 on the ground on 127 or 121.7. Change for advisory frequency approved.
Okay, I'll report on this frequency, or 121.7 on the ground, at 7 Mike Romeo, thanks. So 121.7 on the ground. And advisory frequency for Cape May is 1227. Okay, I'm coming down to the FAF. Glide path is active. I can see the ghosted glide path marker coming down. Cape May traffic, Baron 517 Mike Romeo is 6 mile final, RNAV runway 1, Cape May. Okay, here's 1700 on the FAF coming up. Should activate glide path. Glide path is active. Gear down. 3 green, no red. And we're descending. I think reported bases were 700, or...
Sky condition overcast. 700.
700. Cape May traffic, Baron is 3 mile final, RNAV runway 1, Cape May. $860. Minimums here is 440. Here, coming up on 720, should start to be breaking out at some point here. Runway will be off to my left a little bit with the crosswind. 640, 600, 580, 500.
500.
And runway's in sight.
Minimums. Minimums.
Dollar trip in the vicinity of Sussex, New Jersey. Skydiving operations from 14,000 and below over Sussex. Please use caution, do not overfly.
3 green, no red, gas undercarriage, Mr. Mixture Prop. Good. And we're here. That was a good approach, actually. Cape May traffic, Baron is clear, runway 1. Atlantic City clearance, Baron 517 Mike Romeo.
Baron 517 Mike Romeo, Atlantic City clear.
Yeah, 517 Mike Romeo is on the ground at Cape May, canceling IFR.
IFR cancel, Eastern receive, thank you very much, have a good day.
Good day, 7 Mike Romeo. Cape May traffic, Mooney is crossing the approach end of runway 1 on call. I think I said Mooney there. I meant Barron. Some old habits are gonna die hard. Show flight timers page. See you later.